Welcome to SSU TV. My name is Abraham Deweese. This is Matthew Page. We're coming at you again with Seahawks way too early predictions. Last week we had the 49ers and Cowboys. This week we are going to cover the Arizona Cardinals and Pittsburgh Steelers. That's Pittsburgh with an H, Matt.
Yes, with an H. He likes to spell it without an H.
I like to spell it without an H because you know what? I have never gotten over 2005.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk 2005. What happened in 2005?
There was no year.
Anyway.
We're in 2004, then 2006.
Anyway, we have been covering the entire Seahawks season. We are looking at Arizona today on November 15th. They play a Sunday night game. Mm-hmm. San Francisco, we play them in a November 22nd day game, but we're not going to cover them.
We've already covered them.
We've already covered them.
We've already talked about them. We'll move on.
Check our video from last week. We had them in there. And we'll also cover the Pittsburgh November 29th game. All right, so we've broken this up. For viewers who have seen us for a while, they know that Matt covers the offense and I cover the defense. We're going to move into the Arizona Cardinals offense. Matt, the Arizona Cardinals, they ranked 24th in points scored, 24th in total yards. They were kind of just average offensively.
They were average. What happened was they were minus Carson Palmer, who is the cog that makes the whole machine of that offense work. Without Carson Palmer, and this is true of pretty much any NFL offense today, you lose your number one quarterback, you're kind of screwed in offense for the rest of the season.
Okay, so what's their philosophy? What are they looking to do this year?
Well, they really like one of the. There's a little bit of difference here. They like the deep passing. They really love the deep passing. The coach is big on that. He brought it from Indy when he came. He likes to send Fitzgerald.
That's Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians, yes. He likes Fitzgerald to go deep. He likes Michael Floyd to go deep. They got some more young receiving.
Not John Ross, but John. Anyway, they have burners. They have burners.
They also have they've spent a lot of money this offseason. They stole a Mike Iopudi. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names. I've destroyed his name. I'm really sorry. But anyway, they stole him from San Francisco, which was a steal. So he's going to be a good guard for them. And they've also made some other adjustments at offensive line, and they hope to develop a real good power rushing game this year. Okay. With the addition and the addition of the Northern Iowa running back David Johnson.
Okay.
So they're looking to move forward and add that power rushing game, which will help their short game. Now,
so what are their strengths and weaknesses?
Strengths and weaknesses, Carson Palmer runs that offense. Like I said, he's a big strength. When he's healthy, he is an incredible force at quarterback. He's got a great arm. He runs that that offense very well. They need him to be healthy. They also have a top-notch number one, number two combo there, Floyd and Fitzgerald. In my opinion, the best 1-2 in the game probably. And they also, like I said, they've revitalized that offensive line. That will help keep Carson Palmer healthy. That will help the running game that they want to establish. It'll help everything. However, on the weakness side, like I've mentioned, Carson Palmer last year he was out. The year before that he was kind of iffy. He's at the point in his career where he is fragile. He is very fragile. There are concerns whether or not he's going to last the whole season. So they do not have any depth behind him. Once again, if he gets killed by a sack or whatever, they're going to be kind of screwed. The other one that I think that they really should worry about is they're not very strong at tight end. They have John Carlson, our former
Seahawk, former Notre Dame product.
But he hasn't really developed into the quality NFL caliber tight end.
Injury history may also say that he's not going to play next year either.
Maybe. There's some problems there. So what do you think about the defense?
Well, okay, the Cardinals' defense last year and the last 4 or 5 years has been amazing, Matt. Okay, we had a number 5 defense in scoring. Mm-hmm. We had last year, the stats were not very reflective of what they actually did because their offense kept them on the field the entire time. So you had a team that ranked 24th and 29th in total yards and passing yards, but really they're a better team than that ranking indicates. Now, they got problems. They have huge problems, Matt.
They do.
So Todd Bowles is gone. Todd Bowles was the inspiration, and you talk to any Cardinals defensive player, they'll tell you that their defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles, now head coach for the New York Jets, was the man.
Oh, yeah.
He was the man. Now, James Better takes over. James Better is a 37-year-old holdover from the Indianapolis Colts team that Bruce Arians brought over. Mm-hmm. Okay, he was the linebacker coach, and he loves the blitzing aggressive defense. He's a big fan of that. So, okay, Patrick Peterson. If we want to go into strengths of this defensive team, Patrick Peterson is probably the best athlete in the entire NFL. You put him out there in the decathlon, he'll win it. He'll get the gold.
He's in the top three at least, absolutely, yes.
Calais Campbell, another guy who has just hurt the defense. Not hurt the defense, I mean hurt the Seahawks defense, offense. He's mean, he's aggressive, he's violent, he spits on people, he takes them down.
Sounds perfect for defense. Perfect
for a defensive lineman. But their weakness is they lost Cromartie.
Yes.
They lost Darnell Dockett. Mm-hmm. Darrell Washington, where is he? Nobody knows. He may be suspended. MIA. He may not be. We're not certain of that. Another weakness on this defense is Patrick Peterson from the neck up. The guy's, he's a mental midget. Patrick Peterson, you're a mental midget. You'll read your own press clippings. I don't know what his problem is.
Didn't he get like a 2 on the testing category? You know, it's a something wick.
The wonderlic.
Wonderlic.
Yeah, yes. No, he scored really low. But you actually that's a misnomer, by the way. That wonderlic.
Yeah, wonderlic.
You don't need to necessarily score well on that when you're in a reaction type defense.
True.
And he's in a reaction type defense. But his problem again is he gets into these challenges with Darrelle Revis and Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
And he thinks that he's the best, and physically, again, from the neck down, he is probably the best person in the entire NFL. But from the head up, he has mental lapses and he gives up the big play. All right, well, we're going to move on from the Cardinals defense, and we're going to move to the next. We're going to skip the San Francisco 49ers. Again, watch our video last week, and we're going to go on to the Steelers offense. Steelers offense, they ranked really well.
They were incredible.
Second in total yards, second in passing offense. What did they do last year?
Last year, they lost in the playoffs, didn't they?
Yes, they did lose in the playoffs. But I mean,
what did they do? Because they lost their main man at running back, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is the heart and soul of that offense, and everything is. They run an offense is based on a balanced attack. It's predicated mainly on the ground game. They shove Le'Veon Bell down your throat again and again and again. And that opens up the play action pass, and that opens up the deep threats of Antonio Brown and Martavius Bryant, and they just go nuts on you.
What a balanced offense.
They
got everything.
They got everything. They absolutely do. In this offseason, they actually added D'Angelo Williams from the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh, some nice depth.
So they have some serious depth in the backfield. They drafted some more help at wide receiver. J.J. Nelson from, I believe he was from University of Alabama, Birmingham, but I might be wrong on that. Anyway, good wideout. So they added to an even already productive wide receiver core. They have Ben Roethlisberger, who I know there's people out there who hate him for whatever reasons, doesn't know to say no, allegedly. Allegedly. Okay, doesn't understand Allegedly. But anyway, their weaknesses, I guess, would be that they haven't improved their offensive line enough yet. And there is also the concern that Le'Veon Bell will miss the first 3 games due to a suspension.
Hence the D'Angelo Williams signing.
Hence D'Angelo Williams, which will help fill that gap. But the reason why they lost in the playoffs was because they didn't have Bell. That's really the only reason they lost. So without Bell, if we can stop their offense, or we can stop their rushing attack, we can stop their offense.
Okay.
And what do you think about their defense?
Their defense was average to below average last year, and I am okay. There is a legend that has left that team. The former defensive coordinator, Dick LeBeau, the master of the zone blitz defense, has gone because that defense has been awful. Their stats are a little bit confusing because they ranked 6th in rushing defense. That's because everybody and their mother could pass on them. Okay, so what you're going to see is a name from a blast from the past from the Seahawks linebacker Keith Butler from the 1980s, 10 years with the Seahawks, is going to be the defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Keith Butler has been with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 11 years as linebacker coach. So he has been groomed to take over this zone blitz defense. And he's going to stick with that 3-4 zone blitz. Now, zone blitz, for those who may not know what it is, just to sum it up in a short burst here, it's a 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and you never know which linebacker is going to blitz. And you never know which linebacker is going to go into coverage. Heck, it may even be a defensive lineman that goes into coverage. Mm-hmm. It's a very confusing defense, and
they love their blitzing.
They love their blitzing, and that's what Pittsburgh's been doing for years and years, and have been to 3 Super Bowls in 10, 15 years.
Only 2.
2?
Remember, we don't talk about 2005.
Oh yes, 2. They didn't win one in 2005.
They didn't. I don't know about.
Well, what you're going to see a little bit more from Keith Butler is you're going to see him shooting his defensive linemen. Usually in a 3-4 defense, the defensive linemen take up space while the linebackers shoot in. What you may see are some defensive linemen like Cameron Hayward or Steve McClendon, the nose tackle, shoot through and let the linebackers fill up space. Mm-hmm. And that should be interesting to see if that's going to work. I mean, these 2 guys, Cameron Hayward, Steve McClendon, don't get enough credit. They're really good. There isn't much depth behind them, but they're very good. William Gay, solid nickelback, probably the best nickelback in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Well, okay, there's some problems, though, with this defense. Like I was saying, that defensive line, except for 2 guys, they're in shambles. They drafted 3 DBs, but acquired 0 free agents to help in that really terrible, crappy defensive backfield.
Yeah.
When you're relying on 3 draft picks to start, it's going to be good times for Tyler Lockett. Going to be good times for Jimmy Graham. Jimmy's going to get some. He's going to get some receptions.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the reasons why they have to have so many rookies in the backfield, though, or defensive backfield, Troy Polamalu has retired.
Hall of Famer. Absolutely Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. I tip my hat to you.
Absolutely. So you'd say they're kind of rebuilding.
This is a rebuilding defense, and it's so confusing. That offense has been doing so well.
Yeah, I know.
This is completely the opposite of what the Pittsburgh
it is. They're
franchise
known for,
does.
the steel curtain. They're known for the defense.
Oh my God! This defense is so bad. By the way, James Harrison, 37 years old, had to come out of retirement to play linebacker for them.
I remember that.
But hey, I think if we were going to do some predictions,
Okay.
I would think that we can just plow both these teams.
Both of them?
Both of them. I think we're going to take it to the Cardinals. That defense is terrible. And you know what? This new defensive coordinator, Shatter, he's not going to be able to keep up. What do you think? Am I the only one here that thinks that Arizona is just a paper tiger?
Arizona, no. I think
okay, it's just me. All right, okay.
I honestly, I think Arizona. I think we're going to win, but I think it's going to be like by the skin of our teeth. And the game at Arizona, watch out, we might lose on that one. As for the Steelers, I think we can, if we can stop their running game, which I think we are entirely capable of doing with our defense.
Yep.
Then the Legion of Boom can silence their wide receivers, and we'll just walk right all over them.
Both these games are at home, which is what I love. Yeah. Now, we have a game in between that at San Francisco, and I'm a little bit worried about that. But, I politely, respectfully disagree. Arizona's going to come here. We're going to put them in a headlock and give them the old NFC West noogie.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, I think, is going to be a little bit more difficult. That offense is really good. They're going to put some points on the board, but that defense is terrible. Marshawn Lynch is going to run roughshod.
Jimmy's going to be catching.
Jimmy is going to be catching. I got 2 wins on this one.
Oh, really? Okay. I got 2 wins also. Just I think
closer games.
I think the Arizona is going to be a closer game. I think Pittsburgh. I think we're going to walk all over them though.
All right, great. Well, we've covered Pittsburgh and Arizona. We're going to cover some more teams here in the next couple weeks.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. This is SSU TV. My name is Abraham Deweese, and this is Matthew Page.